give just a brief welcome and then take us into the experts of the day. So, welcome to our beautiful campus and this kickoff event to partner with the Brian Hamilton Foundation. I want to thank Brian Hamilton for being here today, as well as his colleagues from the foundation. We are fortunate to partner with this foundation because of its service and mission to entrepreneurs, regardless of socioeconomic status. We share the belief with the Brian Hamilton Foundation that with the right access to resources, everyone who wants to create and grow a business can. Our Entrepreneurship and Business Center at North Carolina Wesleyan College lives that by providing as many free learning opportunities as possible to the public. When Dr. Gina Messner-Node comes up here, who is our director of the Entrepreneurship Center, she will share some of those examples of how we are trying to do great things in our community through this free education. So I want to welcome you today, short and sweet, but again, I want to get on to the experts and the real reason we're here today. So at this time, I'll ask Dr. Gina Messner-Node to come up. Thank you.
I know my name is a mouthful, so just thank you for coming. I am Gina. I am the Center Director here at North Carolina Wesleyan, and I couldn't be happier about today. I just want to touch a little bit about the history of the center, because some of you may know it, some of you may not. The center was established around 2012-2013, and during that time, the center was instrumental in helping create our entrepreneurship curriculum over on our traditional side, and it laid the foundation for our MBA program, which we will be rolling out soon. We have worked with entrepreneurs as young as middle school students, all the way up through development, from idea formulation, launch, and expansion. When I came on board in 2018, I implemented 3 tracks. We have an entrepreneurship track, we have a speaker series, and we have a customized track for business and industry. During our first quarter 2018, we had 3 new launches and 3 new expansions, which I don't think is so bad for a community our size. I'm happy to say that the center last year, from May 2018 to May 2019, had over 1,000 participants take part in our events and our sessions that we have here to offer. And everything that we have offered to date has been free. If you know me, I have 2 cheesy sayings that I always say, and one is tools in your toolbox, because I think it's so very important to have a variety of tools in your toolbox. And the center, I think, does that with the offerings that we have. And the other one is, I don't have to win, but I want to be on the winning team. And I think that's certainly what we're here today to talk about, the winning team, the winning partnership with the Brian Hamilton Foundation. I think today we enter into a new era, and I would like for you all to come back next year, and I hope that our numbers from May 2019 to May 2020 will double with our online entrepreneurship curriculum. So, without further ado, but before I turn it over to Brian Hamilton, let me tell you a little bit about Brian Hamilton. He is, well, I think y'all already know this, he's the co-founder of SageWork, the country's first fintech and largest provider of software to U.S. banks. He sold the company to a leading private equity firm in 2018. He's also the founder of Inmates to Entrepreneur, a national program that helps people with criminal records start their own small businesses. And I think you've done that for about 30 years, haven't you? I think that's where your real passion lies. Inmates to Entrepreneurs is supported by the Brian Hamilton Foundation, which provides access to entrepreneurship to people who couldn't otherwise have it. He holds multiple patents for his work in automating financial analysis. He's a regular guest on CNBC and Fox, and he's regularly quoted and writes for all major national media publications. He's the first in his family to attend college. He holds an undergraduate degree from Sacred Heart, where he serves on the Board of Trustees, and an MBA from Duke University. So now, without further ado, Brian Hamilton.
It's nice to be here. Thank you. So I'm kind of a low-key guy, so I'll say thank you to David. It's great to see you again, and Gina, and of course Evan. I'll tell you a little bit about what we do. I'm going to keep it real short. We basically teach entrepreneurship. We teach people how to start businesses. I'm not going to bore you with my background too much. Some of that bio is true. But I've been an entrepreneur most of my life, and the reason I'm passionate about what I'm doing now is it's very specific. In our country, there's basically 2 ways up and out. One way is to go to college and get educated. We know that. I mean, that's for sure. That's why we're here. That's why I appreciate what you're doing, Gina, at the program. But also know that for whatever reason, we won't get into it, not all poor folks get educated equally. I don't know if we're ever going to change that in our lifetime. We're going to try. We have to try. We are compelled to try to do that. But we know not everyone gets an equal grade. So the other way up and out for people in our country for the last 200 years is to start their own businesses. You look at every immigrant group, every disadvantaged group, minority group, the way that they rise is through being an entrepreneur. And that's why we started what we did start. I'm a real firm believer, I know it's hokey, this is really super hokey and old-fashioned, but I am a real firm believer in that American dream. Like when I was a kid, I had a dad, I had someone guiding me, but I was from a lot of scarcity. I read all the books of entrepreneurs, the books of these American folk heroes who not only grew businesses, but then gave back. I believe that. I mean, I really did it. And in fact, if I didn't, Scott Ogle was asking me a couple of years ago, he said, you know, how did you deal with all the challenges that you had with SageWorks for the first 10 years? A lot of people don't realize, but SageWorks is a 20-year-old company that we sold last year, but for the first 10 years, 12 years, we struggled mightily. We really did. And it was tough. I mean struggle like making payroll. I'm not talking about, like our dividends weren't huge. I mean, real issues, right? But he asked me a couple of years ago, and you know Scott Ogle, you know Scott, how did you get through all that? And it's really true. One of the ways I got through that was just harking back to when I was a kid and the stories of entrepreneurs, the stories of people who in our country didn't get all the breaks. This is real. This is real. David, when I met you last year, it was nice to meet you about politics and sort of what's going on in the environments. But this is real stuff. How can we make a change? Well, I believe we make a change by creating more entrepreneurs. And that's what I'm all about. But I'm going to get off that soapbox a little bit. Two ways out, education, the other way being an entrepreneur. One other note, and I don't want this to sound patronizing, and it's going to. It almost has to, but here's another reason we're here as well. I grew up in a place, Milford, Connecticut. John, you know Milford, Connecticut. Tom, Milford, Connecticut. Sikorsky Aircraft, AFCO, all around there. Down here they used to call them mill towns. Up in the north we call them factory towns. It doesn't matter. It's the same type of town. Whether it's Rocky Mount, Tarboro, it could be Lumberton, in Person County, Roxborough. The disparity between Raleigh, Durham, and Charlotte in an area where I came up, like Milford, Connecticut, or Rocky Mount, is striking to me. I mean, it really is striking. It doesn't just affect, I know we're doing great things here, I know that. But what I really want to do through the foundation is make sure there's equal opportunity through the state as well. It's really important. Because of the way I came up, like literally, my family, you go back to the factory towns now in Connecticut, and they're struggling, So how do we make things happen? It's through entrepreneurship. That's the other reason I'm here. And I feel very passionate about it because, again, really, I mean, it's a euphemism, but can we guarantee success for everybody? No. And would we even want to do that? I'd say that would be bad, right? But should everybody have an opportunity? Who's going to argue with that? Nobody, right? We started Inmates to Entrepreneurs, right, not the foundation, but 27 years ago. And the idea is if you're in prison, you make a mistake, you get out, you get a second chance or not. If you don't get a second chance, just keep them in prison, you know what I mean? What's the point? They're going to come out. Do we want them out in society recommitting crimes, or we want to get them acclimated back and being productive? My view is let's give them another chance, right? If you're not going to do it, keep them in prison. So, again, getting opportunities to people, all right? And we've got to do that throughout North Carolina. And again, another hokey remark, but it's not BS, it's true. I came here, we talked about it last summer, 30 years ago. I met people like Bill Carver, Ann Shaw, and they started my career here in North Carolina I actually worked with the small business centers and all the community colleges. People don't always know that. But I'm really passionate about helping North Carolina because of the way that I was welcomed here by everybody. I never had a problem with it. It's unbelievable the way North Carolina embraced me. So, we're trying to get back. All right, let's get to the program, and then I'll get off. Otherwise, you'll need a big hook, and you'll have to pull me on. StarterU, what is that? That's an online course that teaches entrepreneurship from soup to nuts. I mean, all the bolts of it. Look, I don't want to make this an advertisement, but it kind of is a little bit. StarterU online program, 10 hours, 8 hours, about 8 to 10 hours program. But let me tell you why I'm excited about it, is the formation. It's always about the formation of something. How does something start? So I threw about 25 entrepreneurs in a room, literally billionaires to people who ran painting companies, everybody, all over the board. People who are college educated, people not, PhDs, people without the PhDs. They gave me a doctorate at Sacred Heart. Now I can call myself a PhD. I have the commencement address. That's an inside joke, and sort of a farce. But anyway, the point is I took the entrepreneurs together and I said, look, what the country doesn't have is a direct, really plain course. I want to start a business, and I want to know everything I need to know to start a business the right way. There's still a lot of misinformation about how to start a business. Or it's kind of like you do a business plan. I'm like, yeah, you might do a business plan, but if I want to start a landscaping business, do I need a business plan? You know what I mean? So I threw these guys in a room and I said, look, we want to come up with a very concise course on starting a business. We want to cover everything. But it's got to be plain language, it's got to be direct, it's got to be clear. And when I finish the course, I got to know what to do. So we threw them in a room, got 25 entrepreneurs. These people never agree on anything, by the way. It's like politics, They never agree. And we all argued about what should be in there, and then we got an outline, we took notes, and then we got them back in the room, said, here's our outline, and we argued again. And we put together this 8 to 10 hour course. I have to say this, I don't know, it's a little bit solicitous, but we've gotten very good reviews on it. How many users we got so far? It's been on more than 600 users already. And we're making that available. That's going to be the bulwark of kind of this program. So we're really super happy to actually partner. And Gina, the other thing is, as an FYI, I think you're the first organization we're partnering with on the program. Right now, it's been word of mouth. I mean, it's just referral. We're just getting more and more people every day signing up. So we're super happy to be here, to be part of your program, absolutely, and to sort of commemorate that in a formal partnership. But again, when you think about our foundation and what we're doing, we're all about getting people opportunities and doing that by helping people to become entrepreneurs. That's what we believe in. I'm in it. I've lived this, this has been my whole life. So it's wonderful to be here. And I really appreciate the invitation. Great to see everybody. I'm done. Thanks.
Good morning. I'm David Ferris, and I'm the, whatever it is. Brian came to see me about a year ago, and probably 90 days ago, Gina, Teresa Peden with Nash Community College, and I got together. One of the things that Brian mentioned to me, and he probably has forgotten, was what piqued his interest in our region, unfortunately. And I'm glad you're here, but I'm sorry you have to be here. I'm sorry we have the need for your services. I truly mean that. And hopefully one day, we'll go have a nice celebration and send you on your way. Brian told me, and I knew my cousin, Judge Bill Ferris, is Chief District Court Judge. He and I talk a lot. As he says, we're cousins by birth, brothers by choice. I'm also close to a lot of Superior Court judges and other district court judges. I say that not in a boastful manner, but for information. Brian pointed out, and Bill later confirmed it, annually in the Tri-County area of Nash, Edgecombe, and Wilson, we have at least 300 people, males, released from prison every year. If you take Sundays out, that's one a day just about. A lot of these people, good things, bad things happen to good people sometimes. A lot of them do the same. That's one of the fallacies that we have in the judicial system. But these people are going to come out. And when they come out, they've got to have assistance. They've got to have tracks where they can get a second chance and come into one of these great industries that we're beginning to, we've got steel coming out of the ground now. We'll have like mushrooms. And Carolina's Gateway's done a great job bringing in Triangle Tire, which eventually we hope will have 1,100 total employees. Corning, CSX across the street will bring in other opportunities, and of course D&B coming in. So we have the expansion of other plants. We've got the need. Josh and Norris and their team have put together Ramp East and other programs. We're putting this together that are going to train people. We have over the next 12 to 18 months a critical need of 3,500 new people entering the workforce by our area. That's just the Twin Counties. And then it's going to really get serious. And these programs, the program that Brian is bringing in handles, really it's almost like a Swiss Army knife. It takes care, it can take care, if we work it correctly. And I commend the college for participating in this, and Gina's in it. I can assure you that, Brian. She's all in. That will help with the entrepreneurs. She and I have talked about that. It's great to have an idea, and it may be a home run idea, but if I don't understand the business side of it, it's doomed to fail. We all know the Body Knoll story. Nick and Mayo weren't born with what they had. They left during the Depression what now is Rose Hill on the back of a wagon being pulled by a mule. And you can talk about stories like that. They took a chance with the Hardys. There's a gentleman who's deceased now, who was a former mayor of Rocky Mount, also a Ford dealer by the name of Alan Mims. And until he drew his last breath, if you wanted to get him to tell you where to go, you would ask him about his Hardy stock. He said, you can't make money off a 15-cent hamburger. And the rest was history. He didn't jump on that boat. He was successful. Nick and Mayo took a chance, built a restaurant, and the rest is history, off a 15-cent hamburger. And you've got to have someone and someplace to turn to in this day and time to help you with marketing, to help you with the business side of the business, and tell you, yeah, this is a great idea, or maybe the time has passed, or maybe this isn't the right locale for it. Brian, I commend you and your team for coming in this region. We're not part of that crescent of Mecklenburg and the Triad and Triangle. We're on the eastern side of it. But let me tell you, we got a lot of people here who will be grateful in their families for the rest of their lives for what you're bringing in. We thank you, and we thank the college and the community for supporting.
We're happy to. We're really happy about it.
Thank you. I'm being emotional to the front. I think this concludes our agenda for this morning. Again, thank you to Brian Hamilton and the Foundation and the other employees and colleagues that are here with his organization. I look forward to the next steps with this. I look forward to the success stories that come from this. And again, it truly will take the entire community to continue to improve and transform Rocky Mount and neighboring communities. So thank you all for being here.
StarterU can be found at the website of the Eastern North Carolina Center for Business and Entrepreneurship. You can find it up here in the upper right-hand corner. The website address is thecenter@ncwc.com. You can also find it at the website of the Brian Hamilton Foundation, brianhamilton.org. Then click on Online Courses, go to About, and the StarterU page will appear. When you come to the StarterU page, scroll down for an introductory video about the program.
This is how you begin. Stop stalling. Start doing. Find your passion and turn it into reality. Face your fears and dive in headfirst.
When you complete the introductory video, click on Register here right below to register yourself for the program. When you get to the next page, click on Sign Up. Complete the registration information requested and create your unique registration ID. Indicate the type of organization you are, likely an entrepreneur, and provide email information along with phone number, city, and state. Once you are done, agree to the privacy policy and click on Submit. Once you have registered, you will come to the StarterU dashboard, review the welcome information, and then to start enrolling, click on Catalog. From there, you will have an opportunity then to register into StarterU. StarterU is designed to provide its students with 8 to 10 hours of online instruction that can be completed at the student's own pace. It is designed to be completed in sequential order, and students are tested for their competency at the end of each section through exams before they can pass on to the next section. When you are ready to sign up, click on Enroll. StarterU uses a website to provide a comprehensive education to all of its students. Lessons are split into 5 sections, each with multiple chapters. Each chapter consists of a selection of videos and content designed to provide a comprehensive education for students interested in learning how to become an effective entrepreneur. Most of the StarterU videos are actually success stories of individuals who have been helped by the Brian Hamilton Foundation, as well as other successful entrepreneurs.
It's one of those things, just keep waiting for somebody to do something about it. It's like, okay, there's this problem. Somebody has to do something about it. Somebody has to do something about it. And so eventually, I think it probably took about 3.5 years after that first trip, and I was just like, crap, guess that somebody is me. So it's not something I'd ever intended on doing. Like, entrepreneurship was never on my radar.
At the end of each interview, Brian Hamilton himself hosts a lesson with respect to the information covered in the interview.
You're passionate about the work. It's really true. This gets a lot of weight. If you start a business, you're going to start a business, hopefully, in something that you love to do. Life is short. You know, it's really true. I know it seems like such a euphemism, but try to find something that you love to do. The reason people start businesses, sure, making money, no question about it, but they're also doing something they love to do.
When you are done and ready to go to the discussion section of the chapter, click on Continue. The discussion opportunity gives you a chance to participate in a conversation with other students in regards to basic questions that are based on information covered in each chapter. To participate, click on See Discussion, and then click on the green Post button to submit your post. From there, enter in your post to start or participate in the chapter discussion. Your first post will provide you with a 25-point award in the program. Then you will have the opportunity to see what other individuals have posted in their own discussion and have the opportunity to reply those using the reply button. When you are ready to take a quiz on each chapter, click on the chapter quiz button. Quizzes are not timed and can be paused and resumed at any time. However, a score of 80 is required in each quiz in order to move forward to the next chapter. If you pass the quiz, you are then awarded 50 points and you can move on to the next chapter. As mentioned originally, each of the 5 elements of this program are divided into chapters, with each chapter comprised of a series of presentations, an opportunity for discussion, and a quiz that's necessary to move on to the next chapter. Upon completion of the StarterU program, you will receive a credentialed certificate and credential badge that you can place on your LinkedIn page. You will also be part of a national network of graduates who will be able to continue to work towards furthering developing their entrepreneurial ideas based on the lessons they have learned from the StarterU program at the Brian Hamilton Foundation. Once again, to participate in the free online StarterU program provided by the Brian Hamilton Foundation, visit the Eastern NC Center for Business and Entrepreneur website at the center at ncwc.com, or you can visit brianhamilton.org, click on online courses, click on about to enter into StarterU.